So you're a legal expert turned football expert, and now, like all of us, hopefully a public health expert. What's the next? What are you hearing from the NFL about the holding your breath moment between now and when to know how Week 1 worked out with all the crossing of vectors with everybody with COVID?
Well, Rich, I think as they do the testing on a daily basis, and I'm very glad the NFL is planning to test on a daily basis for the rest of the season. They haven't announced that yet. All they've said is until further notice. I'm told they're going to do it all season long. They're happy that the union pushed for daily testing. The league wanted to do it 3 times a week. But I was told last week what happened is having this routine, this rhythm every day, test, that has helped keep players accountable. So let's see what the aftermath of traveling, leaving the mini bubble is as the week unfolds. Will there be an outbreak anywhere? Mm-hmm. And then the bigger question in my mind, when teams fall out of contention, and I think the league is thinking of this as well, when teams fall out of contention, will their players, specifically their young players, lose their focus and not care as much anymore? And they need to, because if games get wiped out, they lose their game checks. But that's going to be the challenge. We get into November and December, and when there's that handful of teams that we know is done, will their players continue to stay focused through the end of the run? So I think that's the realistic concern now. They want the coaches to wear the masks and whatnot, and there could be some punishments if teams and coaches and people on the sidelines fail to comply coming up this week. But, it's more about the testing. It's more about the travel, and also about making sure that the young players continue to do smart things and not put themselves in situations where they may catch the virus.
Yeah, I mean, because the word is before we came on the air today that, our friend Jeff Passan, our colleague at ESPN covering baseball, is that baseball is going to bubble up for the playoffs. You hearing anything like that? That maybe there's a bubble up in the I-4 corridor, Orlando, Tampa, where the Super Bowl is going to be? You hearing any conversation about that for January as we're right here, right now?
Before the season started, Rich, the NFL was doing weekly conference calls with Troy Vincent, the Executive VP of Football Operations, and Alan Sills, the Chief Medical Officer. And Troy said that the competition committee had mentioned the possibility of a postseason bubble, but I think as a practical matter, the teams are going to be more likely to bubble up. The teams are more likely to say to their families, look, we're all going to stay at a hotel until the run's over, whenever it may be. So I don't think you're going to need a formal bubble, because I think informally the teams that are still alive, that's the point. It's one thing to say in September, hey, honey, I'm living in a hotel all year long. Sorry. I'm not going to be around for the next 4 months. It's another thing when January rolls around to say, we got 3 or 4 games left, and we're going to hunker down, and we're going to stay together. And maybe I'll be home this weekend. Maybe I'll see you in early February, but I think it's more likely that that's what the teams will do.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.